I'm Kevin Harlan calling the action with my broadcast partners Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Look at San Antonio. This is a game they expect to win. They come into this matchup confident and ready to take care of business.
When I look at San Antonio, they've been very solid early on. I've been quite impressed with this team. But for a team with championship aspirations, solid just isn't quite good enough.
Well, such a tough league. So many good teams, Clark. But, you know, it's a long season and plenty of time to get into gear. I think, playoff seeding is important, but the biggest thing right now is to try to get into a groove and find their stride.
And a look at the starters for San Antonio. Green teams with Leonard on the wings. Matt Bonner is out there with Duncan. And it's Joseph in at the 1. Well, Tim Duncan, in a lot of ways, the epitome of Steve's substance over style.
Yeah, no doubt, Kevin, both in terms of his game and his personality. He's just a winner and a leader, but he does it in such a quiet fashion that sometimes people forget to take notice.
Now, here is Young. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go. Here's Davis. Stolen by Joseph. And, oh, here we go. Joseph's got it. The fast break champs. Banked in off the glass. Joseph's got the first points on the scoreboard for San Antonio.
And that's a nice way for his team to get started.
Yeah, really nice start for his team to get out in front here.
Lynn dishes to Young. The drive by Bryant. San Antonio with the rebound. Last time they met was in San Antonio.
Yeah, it was a pretty close game the first time they met, but the mistakes cost them. They were very careless with the ball. They're going to have to take care of it tonight.
Here is Bonner. Right now averaging 7 points a game.
Easy look there, but, he misses those once in a while.
And that one's good.
He's so reliable. And, his offense seems to be consistently there for this team.
For San Antonio, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Clark, if they could rewind and erase some of that sloppy play, they would have had the W.
Without question. You get rid of those turnovers and be a little sharper, but the turnover difference, too much to overcome.
Poor job defensively, giving him such a clear look at that three-point shot.
Young with no one around. The basket good off the assist from Lynn. Young's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Well, it was the Los Angeles Lakers in their last game, a loss to Indiana. And Joseph kicks to Green, pulls up, and he hits the jump shot. Lakers have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Lynn the pass to Davis. And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Fires for 3, and again it's the Lakers from deep.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
San Antonio trailing here. Joseph dishes to Leonard. Spurs passing it around. Back to Duncan. Duncan left side. Passes it to Leonard. Just 5 to shoot. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. And the shot is long.
Well, head coach Greg Popovich, a big believer in what he calls corporate knowledge, the idea that continuity breeds success through players truly understanding the system at a deep level.
Spurs trail by 3. Joseph with the ball. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Nuggets in Denver. Duncan with the screen for Green. Shot clock at 6. From the high post. The rebound by Young.
Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
Misses from short range.
You see the defenders get out of his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the bucket, but not that time.
Well, I tell you what, that's fantastic defense on one of the best three-point shooters in the league. The key there was not to give him much space before he took that shot.
And that's the only way to stop him, Clark. The defender has to be all over him with a hand in his face.
Now, here's Green. Right now averaging 11 points a game. No good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Lynn kicks to Hill. In low to Davis. It's stolen by Green. In transition, here comes San Antonio. And that's collected by Hill. Looking at the last game for San Antonio, it was a win against the Denver Nuggets.
And you know what was most impressive? They've wasted very few possessions in that game. They ran their offense close to perfection.
That's what we call a mute button game in front of a hostile crowd. They never let the fans get into it, had them on their hands the whole time.
A platoon swap here for the Lakers. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Baines is checked in. Diaw comes in for Matt Bonner. Anderson, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Bellinelli in for Green. Here's Bellinelli. He's coming off a 10-point game against Denver. Rejected by Sacre. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Now, here's Joseph. He has 5. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
The Lakers might have sunk to the bottom of the Western Conference last season, but they still put up a pretty good fight against a lot of Western Conference teams.
You know, one thing this Lakers group last year always played with was pride. I mean, that should be a given, but that's not always the case. Sure, it was a down year, but they weren't just going to pack it up and give up and let their bitter rivals have the best of it.
And it's Johnson penetrating. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. And that was a silver lining for the Lakers. They did manage to save some face with tough performances.
Yeah, but when it comes down to it, last year was a lost cause for them. Between the injuries and everything, I mean, you can never count the Lakers down for too long in the West, and I think they'll be back, but boy, last year was tough.
Now, here's Joseph. 7 points in the game. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. Ellington leading the charge. A shot by Johnson, no good.
And already we've got a very lopsided edge on the boards for them.
Yep, +5 in rebounds. That didn't take long.
And Joseph kicks to Bellinelli. There's the triple. And the shot is good.
But you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
The Lakers in the lead. And Doris Burke caught up with Coach Greg Popovich. Doris?
He said a big key for them will be containing Carlos Boozer offensively, adding, he's a player who can spread the floor with his jump shot or take you down the block, and it's tough to match his strength inside. Defensively, they'll look to keep length in front of him and limit his offensive rebounding. Sounds like a good game plan, guys. We'll see how they do it.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. Bellinelli from 13 feet. It goes down. Bellinelli's got 5 points so far.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
Here's an opportunity for us now to focus on some small forwards who play anything but small. The leading shot blockers at the 3 spot. You look at Johnson, one of the top intimidators in the league, a fierce shot blocker.
And that's a group of perhaps the most well-rounded defenders in the league. Solid on the perimeter with the ability to block shots on the inside.
And that's the ideal makeup of a wing defender. The perimeter defense is really a requirement. I mean, you got to be able to do that, but you can also block shots like these guys can. You become even more valuable.
Now Joseph, he's got 7, pass to Bellinelli. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3. Los Angeles leading by 3. 3-pointer Ellington. The second chance effort, and it's rejected. Anderson outside, into Diaw. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Diaw's got his first 2 points of the night.
Love the interior passing. He knew exactly where to go with that ball.
And that one good from Clarkson. And the Lakers lead by 3.
Intelligent passing there to make that hoop possible.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And Bellinelli kicks to Joseph. The dish to Baines. Pass break, the Lakers. And he lobs it up, and then Johnson with the dunk.
That's how you make an impact with defense. And once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered. The floor is open. Take care of business.
Yeah, that's right. So you push it. That's the best opportunity for points on the break. This lead, I think, is headed north.
He's come out of the gate smoking from three-point range today. Barbecue chicken.
Clark, you know